All right, let's get started. Hope everybody is having an amazing week. Welcome to Brilliant Directories Webinar Wednesday, where we try to provide you with tips to grow your online community. If this is your first webinar with us, welcome. It's great to be with you. I'm Jason there on the left. We're also joined today by Gabe, one of the support specialists here at Brilliant Directories, and also Patrick Brunelle from the Customization Experts. In my opinion, one of the premier companies creating extensions and tools to accompany your Brilliant Directories website. So we're lucky to have Gabe and Patrick with us today. Thanks for joining, guys.
Always great to be here. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jay. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. A few weeks ago, we launched an epic group on Facebook. It's one of my favorite places to check in first when I log on to Facebook. It's our marketing strategy group. You know, Brilliant Directories has a great support team that's awesome at troubleshooting technical issues. And we created this Facebook group because marketing strategy really is its own department. And I encourage everyone, if you haven't already done so, to join our free Facebook group. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. It'll redirect you to our Facebook group, and it's free to join the group. And conversations from Webinar Wednesdays or any ideas you might have in the middle of the week, it's great to publish them there. And we like to focus on tackling marketing-related topics to help you grow your online business and your online community. So you can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook, and I hope to see you guys there. All right, and again, if this is your first time joining Webinar Wednesday, welcome. For those of you who have joined in the past, it's great to be with you again. We created Webinar Wednesday as a way to assist and communicate better with the BD community. And some of the topics that we cover during Webinar Wednesdays are things related to marketing your website, like increasing member signups, bringing more traffic to your website, finding and leveraging maybe missed revenue opportunities that you might have overlooked on your website, search engine optimization, and things like publishing and promoting content. The stronger you can make your website's marketing efforts, the more successful you stand to be with your website, and that'll give you confidence to potentially launch more projects in the future if you can kind of replicate how you had success with your first site. So these are some great topics. You can have your questions ready. We'll try to get to everyone if possible in the next hour and a half in the webinar. So feel free to type in your questions, or later in the webinar we can unmute your microphone and we can actually talk about the topics you have on your mind. And as I mentioned, BD has an amazing award-winning world-class support department. If you guys have support-related questions or issues, it would be best to contact the support team. That kind of helps us maximize the value of Webinar Wednesdays for everyone who's attending here today. So if you guys are having technical issues with your site that would be more appropriate for the support team to assist you with, feel free to contact them and they'll be more than happy to help you. All right. Always some fun stuff that we can begin with are some Brilliant Directories lab updates. We're every day, every week, every month, we're always working on making things better, adding new features, and there are a lot of new things in the pipeline for the road ahead. Some things that are available now that are noteworthy and worth mentioning. I'll just go through this list relatively quickly, and I think, Pat, you were excited about the ones related to the coupon codes.
I'm beyond excited. That's about as excited as I've been for an update, especially when I see what you guys did and put together there.
Yeah, we should have put 10 rocket ships on that picture for that one. I'll start with the basic one. We've added a few new payment gateways, most notably the PayFast payment gateway. I'll just go to our Brilliant Directories site here. Give me a moment. Whoops. Okay, so PayFast it's mainly to support South African users. about a year ago, Authorize.net and a couple other gateways stopped supporting South African currency. So we've identified one of the better solutions for our South African users, which is PayFast, which can now allow you to collect payments in your currency. So that's a good update for our South African users there. And let's get to the good stuff. Coupon codes for member upgrades. So last year we had launched actually a lot of add-ons, but one of my favorites are the easy coupon codes, which allows you to create promo codes that your members could use to sign up to your website. This was launched without the ability to use promo codes when members want to upgrade, but now it is available, and I'll show you guys very easily how members would apply this. So I have a sample site here. Let's just create a coupon code. We'll call it Happy 50, and we'll do a percent of 50% off. You can set, I'll just review some of the coupon code features if you're not familiar with the add-on. So you can create your coupon code, whatever you like. You can choose from a percent discount, a fixed value, so that would be like taking $10 off or $5 off the total bill. Or you can do a price override, so it would just set the price as, so if something's $100, you can just make it $20, and you would enter 20 here. In this case, let's use the percent value of 50% off. You can even define the maximum times a coupon code can be used, so you can regulate it a bit like that. And this one's important if you're using coupon codes for recurring payments for monthly and yearly. You could choose for it to only apply to the first payment. So your first month is 50% off, but then future months, you're not going to get the discount. It's going to be regular priced. So you can choose if it's just the first payment that's discounted or every recurring payment. This is a new option here for those of you who have the coupon codes already. You can choose for a coupon code to only work for new signups or work for new signups and upgrades as well. So basically, you can choose for coupon codes not to work when members are attempting to upgrade. You can also set a start date as well as an end date. So I'm just going to remove these for now, and I'm going to allow for new signups and upgrades because I want to show you how a new member can upgrade. This is a bonus as well. This last option here, it's actually on the list. Number 3, connecting coupon codes to specific products. You can select which products a coupon code will work for. So maybe you only have a coupon code that you only want for your best membership level, your premium membership level. So you just check premium membership level, and this coupon code Happy50 will only work when you're upgrading or signing up to the premium membership level. Of course, if you select them all or uncheck them all, the coupon code will work for all the membership levels. In this case, let's select the premium, and we'll go ahead and save the changes. And we can log in as a member. I think we have a sample featured member. The aesthetics of this site are not nice. We were just using it for testing purposes. So this is the upgrade link. We'll upgrade to a premium listing. It's the only option to upgrade to. And now I can enter the promo code here, and we receive the discount of 50% off, and I can toggle between monthly and yearly here. Let's see if I remove that. There we go. So this is the monthly price, there we go, of $9.99 per month, and then the member can go ahead and upgrade their listing accordingly. So that's it there. Small update, but a huge value, I think, and I want to thank everyone for upvoting that in our feature request in the forum for feature requests.
Yeah, so does this tackle the issue of, because in the past there were things like, hey, I don't want my yearly members to be able to in a free trial, right? So that was always a challenge that people were running into, but it seems now, since you can select which products, you can have a free trial level that is a 30-day that's only going to be monthly billing, that you don't give them the yearly option, and you could check the box that they're the only ones that can apply that particular coupon code just for that one product. Is that correct?
Yes, you could have a product that, yeah, you could have a monthly product or a free product, and then the upgrade options, and then you can offer the coupon code on the upgrade, and then those options can have monthly, semi-annually, or annual payment options.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So you're protecting from those yearlies if you want to. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. So now that you have this control, you can kind of manipulate how coupon codes are utilized throughout your site, and then obviously you can create better marketing campaigns to target your free members and encouraging them to sign up utilizing coupon codes. All right, we have another add-on in the pipeline. We haven't even given it a name yet. I just want to show you guys what it can do. It's going to be an option in your design settings. If we go to the website here, you guys can see this banner at the top of the page. The add-on is going to give you the flexibility and ability, if you need to on your website, to add custom text and banners. It's simple, but it's effective. Let's create a new banner together to replace this Mother's Day one. So it would be in your design settings, and you're going to have a new module here with this add-on, a website announcement message. What's really cool about this is you can really make it stand out from the rest of your website, because you can choose a unique Google font just for this. So let's choose one that I like, is Droid Serif. You can also choose the font size. Let's go a little bit bigger, and you can also do the text color. So let's do a red on black with a black background here. You can also choose left, right, or center for the position of the text. What's nice also is you can choose to hide it on mobile. If it's going to obstruct too much of the screen view, you might want to hide it on a mobile view. And then lastly, you can decide if you want it to show for logged in members who have already logged in, people who are not logged into their account, or to always display it, or you can disable it by selecting always hide. This is an area where you can put your message. So I'll just put a new one for dads and grads. You know, first 30 days free, and then you can say that you can use a promo code. Use code, dad free. And I've created it. This supports HTML text. I've put a button here that will link people to the sign up page. You can also link them directly to the registration page. So let's let this save, and then let's check out what it does on the website. And right now we have this Mother's Day special. So if we refresh the page, we have something different with a different font size. So it just gives you the ability to add a promotional banner message at the top of your site. It's going to be a nice addition if this is important for your website. Any feedback on that, Pat? I know that this is
just for basic marketing tip. Why would I want to hide that if somebody's logged in? What would be a reason for that?
If somebody is logged in, you've probably already gotten their business, and if you don't really need to re-highlight a promotion to someone you know is a member because they've already logged into the website. So that would be an example of when you don't want to show it to logged in members. And then alternatively, the flip side is maybe you only want to show a promotion for your existing members, maybe for them to upgrade their plan. So that would be another opportunity to show it only when people are logged in. All right, and very exciting. We've been chatting about it a lot in the Facebook group, the new travel guide theme that we're launching. This is exciting. It's not that we've innovated anything with this. All of our themes, they're basically, we've essentially set up a certain type of site for you. You can mix and match features from different themes. But I think what we've done with the travel guide theme is we've created a better format for creating a local city guide or a local business directory. And I'll explain why in just a few minutes. But if you guys in the audience can, I'm going to lower everyone's hands. If you can raise your hand if you have an idea for or have a local city directory where you're targeting a local area for your directory. If you can just click the raise your hand feature. I see Don's raised his hand here, Joe, Mark, Thomas, Wendy. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here. It's just about 40% of Dave there. Colette also mentioned she has a directory targeting a local area. Yeah, I'm going to say 40% of you guys in the attendee that are attendees today have local city directories. And what we've seen before, let me toggle over to our Yellow Pages theme real quick. And the Yellow Pages theme is good, and it's done a great job for now. But really, the highlight and the focus of it was just for searching members. It really didn't highlight any information about the local area, which is what would get a visitor or even a potential paying member excited about your website. And I think that's what we've accomplished with this theme is we've created a format that better showcases, especially using imagery, what the local area has to offer. And I'll just cover a few things as we stream from the homepage. Now we've only put a few categories as examples to search for the local area, but you'll notice on the homepage there isn't anywhere to enter a location that you're searching. You can only select categories. This is good for a couple reasons. One is you're simplifying the search process for the visitors. And they're also, when the visitor searches, they're probably going to get more results, which helps your site look like it has more members. Because if people search a specific postal code, you perhaps might not have members in that postal code for a certain area. So let's just search for things to do. And we have a few categories here: family, nightlife, activities. And in the main menu, we've also highlighted things that would be better for a local city guide. Finding hotspots, which takes you to the business directory. Things to do is a top level category, and food and dining is also a top level category. So we've actually highlighted two of our top level categories in the main menu. Now, if your site is very populated, you probably don't want to link to all your categories, just your most popular categories that are filled with members. Also, this is probably what people are looking for when they're trying to research a local area or find information on a local area. So this travel guide theme is also now more informational rather than just a business registry that I feel like the Yellow Pages theme was. Obviously, deals and events, we do see that on the Yellow Pages theme, but with this main menu, I feel like you can get excited about the local area that you're visiting and learning about, the way that the verbiage is written here. And then lastly, we have travel ideas. This takes you to the blog, and this is really, in my opinion, the most important part of the local travel guide theme are the blog articles that you're going to write. And what you want to do is write content, and we've covered this in previous webinars, that will get somebody excited about the local area and encourage them to continue clicking around your website to explore and discover new things to do in your town or city. And the blog articles are the best place to get people excited because you can write short, very digestible articles that people can skim and get excited. And what's really cool about articles is you can write an article for example, this one, 10 best coffee shops in Hollywood. And what you should do is you should write about the coffee shops that are part of your business directory and link back to their profiles. And we'll cover this in just a second. We were going to talk about local directories. I think I'm skipping ahead a bit, but you could link to the profiles on your site through the blog articles, and that creates great internal linking for your website, which is good for SEO, and it keeps visitors clicking around your site, which is good for page views of your site. Let me jump back here. I think I'm getting a little too deep into that local travel guide. Pat, what was your feedback on the local travel guide? I know you shared it with a couple people already.
Yeah, no, people really enjoy the structure, and particularly how simple it is to find the main sections. I think that the guidance you give and the things to do and the places to eat and more generic, broad category names in particular, it makes it easier to build out that directory and to provide those search results, which tends to be the biggest challenge I find people have. Oftentimes people get started with 500, 600 category combinations, and it's just a daunting task for creating a profile or for when you're using the website or the directory to finding actual members. So it's a really great guide for people that are getting started.
And if you guys want to check out the travel guide theme, you can go, most of you have a link to our demo bootstrap site. So you can go to demobootstrap.com, and if you just hover over the try a new theme, it's right here under the lead gen theme. You can click on local travel guide and poke around there and click around. Let me just scroll down the home page. So you're seeing articles that are related to local areas. You're seeing logos that are familiar. But before I get more into this, let's start our next discussion here, Pat, which was the topic of the week, setting up your local directory for success. So Pat mainly put this list together just before the webinar. So we're going to just cover a few key points that you can apply to your local directory, whether you've already launched it or you're about to launch it, just to make sure that you have some of the essential components that'll set your directory up for success.
All right, let's do this.
So Pat put together these 5 ingredients for local directories, and Pat, I'll pass it over to you and let you take it away.
Sure thing. So yeah, we try to really simplify it, give guidance. You'll see a lot of these tips that we give you. We also point out advice that you can follow if you're short on time, which I know is often a challenge for a lot of people starting an online directory. If you have another job or if you have other projects on the go. So we do make sure in these tips we're going to share with you that we also give you tips if you're running out of time or if you don't have enough time to execute on this. So I think this is going to be really helpful to a lot of people here. And we really focusing on 5 key parts. Like Jason said earlier, writing exciting articles. We'll give you some examples on how you can leverage this both in signing up members or generating additional revenue. You can get creative with your marketing there as well. You're going to want to make sure that you offer some popular deals and events. When it comes to a local directory, just put yourself in the shoes of your users and what is the type of content they're going to want to digest? Why would they come back to your website? And what's nice about deals and events is that deals and events are constantly changing. So it's a source of content that you're going to have to go back to that website. So if they can in any way associate your website with the place you go to find out what's going on tonight or which restaurants might have a happy hour, then you're really going to have some return visitors to your site. We're also, go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, I was going to continue with the simple category structure, and how important it is to keep things simple. Also, high quality images. It's worth the extra time to find quality images on your site, and also elevating the value of your directory, because it's not just the yellow pages anymore, and it's not just here's the businesses in so and so county. You can elevate it by renaming it something more exciting. And all that will contribute to a better experience for the visitor and, again, your potential paying members. So, Pat, I know you had a lot of marketing strategies, not just about publishing the articles, but what to do with them afterwards. And could you share some of those ideas here?
Yeah, absolutely. So some of the techniques I've seen, and I find them to be quite wise, is to write articles that are engaging, but to leverage all that time. So when you're writing an article, it takes time, sometimes it takes money. So you want to make sure that you can do something with that when you're done. So I'll give you an example. If I have a local directory, I may write an article on the top 10 or the top 3 Italian restaurants in my town. And I'll do an in-depth review on all 3 of them. I might even go to each one and take pictures if I really want to take it to the extreme level. The reason why I would do all of that is because the end game would be partnering up with restaurants nearby. So once you've published a top 3 Italian restaurants in your town, or a top 10 budget hotels, or a top 10 bread and breakfast, what you can do after you've published that content is you can start approaching businesses as they're signing up to your website, and you can start telling them things like, if you sign up for our top package, I'll make sure to include you in next year's top 3 list of best Italian restaurants. And the restaurant then has a marketing asset of their own. So there's a limited amount of spaces on how many you can have in the top 3. It's a little bit of the Yelp model where there's a bit of pay to play, but it does work, especially if you're running into trouble signing up those first members, because it's difficult for them to understand why they need to join. So for them to say, really, if I pay now, then you'll include me in next year's, or you're going to do an article on my restaurant and include us in the top 10, and that's something they can share on their Facebook page. That's something they can even print and put on their reception desk, and that also helps you promote your brand to their users as well.
That's right. Again, elevating the value of the whole experience and what the website is about. And also, Pat and Gabe actually put together this list. If you don't have time to write content, you can obviously hire content writers. You can also pace yourself and do one a week or one every 2 weeks. And you should also choose your topics carefully. So you want to make sure you're writing about things that have the most value for your potential readers, and that's going to add the most value for your website. If you were interested in hiring content writers, here's 3 websites. I think Pat favored textbroker.com, but you can also go to upwork.com and fiverr.com and find people to write articles for you. And it's not just articles to rank in Google, but you want to create articles that even if they don't rank in Google, they would be great assets to share on your social media page. So it gets, hopefully one of the articles go viral, but eventually people start passing the article around among friends and so on. All right, popular deals and events. Pat, I'm gonna stick with you on this one, because again, you're the master with the auto recurring events.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Jason. The auto recurring events, which is one of the Brilliant Directories add-ons, is my favorite content hack. There's no doubt about that. Where you're going to see how important it is. If somebody clicks on any section of your directory, and let's say they click on member, they do a member search, or they want to go to the blog section, or they want to go to the events section, it's really important that you, as the directory owner, make sure that people are seeing a lot of content. It's critical. If I go to your event section and there's 8 events in the entire directory, as a general user, I may not view you as a quality website that I need to come back to search for events again. And as a business, I may doubt your reach and how much exposure you're going to get me by adding an event on your website. So the recurring events allows you to find events locally that happen every week, or happen every day, or happen every month, and so forth. And a great tip there is to look for daily specials. So Taco Tuesdays happens every Tuesday. Happy Hour happens every day from 5 to 7. So if you find a bar that has a happy hour, you just need to advertise that event one time. And with it recurring daily, you're always going to have that displaying on your events section, which I think is a really great content hack.
Yeah, and over time, once you find all the town's recurring events, your website is going to have a lot of value. And then obviously you can publish events and deals that are just one-time deals as well. But this is a great way for you to proactively add content to your site. Again, using high-quality images to accompany each post, and your site will look like it has value. And who will it look like it has value to? Maybe you don't have a lot of visitors, but maybe you're pitching, again, potential paying members, and having that content there will give you an advantage and an edge to hopefully close the sale if you're pitching people to sign up to your website and pay to join your website.
And I know a lot of people have trouble with their social media marketing. I go to a lot of Facebook pages and people are linking to it from their website, but there's not a lot of activity there. The recurring events ensures you always have something to talk about. And when your members see that you're working to promote their business, if they go to your Facebook page and your social media accounts and they see that you're promoting Taco Tuesday or Karaoke Fridays, or and you're promoting your members' content, then they're going to see more value in joining. That it's not just, like Jason said, a directory listing, it's a marketing tool for them as well.
And then after publishing exactly what Pat said, you want to use these assets, both the articles, let me go back one slide, both the articles and the popular deals and events, you want to use them to build relationships with these local organizations. You want your website to become a household name for the local area. And the way to do that, it's hard to just cross your fingers and hope that it happens. Being even just a little proactive will go a long way, and building those relationships will kind of help you grow your brand name within the community. So don't be afraid to contact the local businesses, whether it's by phone or email, and let them know that you are promoting them. They're going to appreciate that. All right, simple categories to navigate. One of the pitfalls that we've noticed over the last half decade at this point, a lot of people set up their site. They spend 6 months coming up with their category structure. You're researching all the competitors, making sure you got all the categories covered, that you didn't miss a thing. You're going to have the most categories on your website, and it's going to be the most complete website for your industry or your location. But Pat, what is the downside of having thousands of categories on your site?
It's going to be extremely difficult to produce quality search results and to provide a quality experience for the end users of the website.
But what do you mean? I have thousands of categories. How can a visitor have a bad experience if I have thousands of categories?
Because if they search for category 768 and you don't have multiple members that are showing up in that search result, it's going to be an empty experience for them. They're going to feel like, oh, this isn't the place to come to find X, because you've given them the option to do that, and they're going to continue searching elsewhere because they have that in their minds that they need to find that type of business, and they're likely then going to jump to another website.
Correct. And one strategy to overcome that is to simply start with broader category names. So as a simple example, let's say legal services is one of your category. Now you could name every type of lawyer that exists in the world as the next category to break down to, or you can just have a legal services category, and you can search for a lawyer, a paralegal, or a court reporter, and just leave it at that, or just stick with legal services and just keep it open-ended. I think that would be a better idea than listing hundreds and thousands of categories.
And there's another angle that people don't think about often, Jim. I think it's critically important. When you put yourself in your members' shoes, if there are 500 categories, if I am a restaurant and one of the options is a type of cuisine, let's say it's a Greek cuisine, the thinking is, well, if I offer Greek cuisine, then this member will be happy because they're a Greek restaurant. However, that restaurant's going to get very few clicks because it's unlikely somebody's going to click on that restaurant. But if you just have restaurants as a top level category and you use perhaps you do tags, or in the description it says it's a Greek restaurant, if I know that everybody goes and funnels to a main restaurant page, and you tell me if I pay more, I can show up at the top of that page as an owner, as a business owner, the restaurant owner, I see the value of that because I know you have a primary restaurant section and that you funnel all your traffic there, and it's in my best interest to get more exposure because somebody might not be looking for a Greek restaurant. They just want a restaurant. I want to attract more customers, and the way to do that is to highlight my business to people that just want to go out and eat locally.
That is actually the best reason I can think of, because that will help your bottom line revenue. It's going to encourage when you group the members together. Granted, they're just all restaurants, but you're going to want to be at the top of that restaurants list and that's going to incentivize you to want to upgrade to the level that gets you to the top of that list. I think that's great, Pat. Thank you. And then Gabe had this suggestion of focus on filling one category at a time. What does he mean? Filling it with custard or filling it with stuffing? What does Gabe mean by filling one category at a time?
I believe what he means is, and I love that tip by Gabe, is just give yourself that challenge. Say, I am not allowed to introduce another category till I've completed at least 10 profiles. I've uploaded photos, I've uploaded content, I've uploaded their links. And once I have 10 complete profiles on that category, then I'm granted the ability to add another category. It's a great measure for those that have trouble limiting the amount of categories they add, and I think it's a great tip for those that need help with that.
Yeah, and then I think everything that we talked about this categories is actually super important, and it's overlooked because of that same reason. You just look at your competitors and you get all the categories from all your competitors to create a super list. But the last thing on this list is, and we can see it in the travel guide theme, is link your best categories around your site. So in this case, activities and attractions, these are our top level categories. So accommodation, food and dining, professional services, and things to do. And we're going to make sure that there's a good number of members in these categories, and we're just going to link 4 on the homepage so that the user has a good experience. And then in the main menu, the most popular categories would be things to do or food and dining for a local area. So those are the 2 top level categories we've linked in the main menu. And then anything else, you can go to the browse by category page and look at all the categories available. Again, on this site, we just kept them very simple, just to use some simple examples here. All right, number 4. High quality images. Important with 3 exclamation points.
Yes, sir.
You know, between Pat and myself, we see dozens of site examples every day. You know, whether it's things coming in through the support department or people asking, you know, for customizations or for help with their sites, and we see all these sites. It's surprising how many blurry images that we come across, and we always mention it, you know, to the person. That's why I want to make this a really important point. You can have a website that, you know, its purpose or whatever it is, it's not really that special, or you're just starting out and competitors are definitely more powerful than you are in the industry. The one thing you can do that you really have control over is using high quality images. And there's a few things to consider with high quality images besides them being not blurry. So let's go down this list here and see what's important to look out for to make sure you're using high quality images. The first one is don't settle for blurry images. So if you're searching Google for images, maybe you want to see how a type of image will look on your site. You know, you might want to consider finding, we put a list of websites here, places where you can, you know, Google Images is not that good and you're not really supposed to use them, but you can go to free stock photo websites. We have a list of 4 here that Gabe is going to share in the chat, where you can find high quality, high resolution images so you don't have to settle for blurry images. The next one is don't use images with white backgrounds. And Pat, do we have an example of that by any chance? Of the white backgrounds?
One with not that I can think of.
All right, imagine if this sky wasn't here. I wish I had an example, and you know, it was just like people standing behind a white background. You want to avoid that because generally the background of your site is white, and it just creates a lot of empty white space. Now, if here's an example where a white background would be okay. You know, there's a picture of a lady here, and around her is white space, but it's done on purpose. It's not a background image like on the home page. If we had used images if we just put a picture of a steak here for food and dining without the other stuff behind it, it would not look it would not look like a good image. It would just look like a steak floating around on a plate with nothing behind it. So you want to make sure you have a background for the subject of your photo. Proper image dimensions. On your website, you probably have areas for where rectangles fit nicely, or shape images that are more square. You have to be conscientious of the proper image dimensions. And if you're not familiar with the exact dimensions to use, at least make sure if it's supposed to be a horizontal rectangle or a vertical rectangle, or if it should be a square. Because what you don't want to happen is, if you notice the background picture here with all these umbrellas, if this was a skinny vertical image, just a tall rectangle, it would get stretched to fit the space, and then that would create a blurry image. So be aware of the type of image you're using on your site, wherever it is, whether it's a background image or an image you're featuring on your homepage. Even these images are rectangles. They're not squares, because the space that they're going to fill is rectangular. So I'm just trying to make it, just really bring attention to this point, because we see it quite often where using high quality images is overlooked, and it's the one thing that can really add credibility and value to a new site just starting out. And then the last thing, don't use small images that need to stretch to fill the space. Use the proper dimensions and size for your images. The 4 sites that we just quickly did a Google search for free stock photos: Pexels.com, Unsplash.com, freephotos.cc, and stocksnap.io. We checked them out. They're all great places to get free high quality photos for your website. You just have to do a keyword search for what you're looking for. And Pat, I'll also pass this back to you, because this is one of those great ideas that you had about elevating the value of the directory itself.
All right, thank you very much, Jason. So yes, you definitely want to make sure that it's not just a directory. You want to come up with some creative concepts that say this is the place where you come to do this, and whatever that might be. You may want to really leverage reviews. You may want to really leverage the events or the deals portion. But what you want to do, or you want to make sure that you're sending out a message that you do something, that you're not just a directory, that there's a reason why someone would come with to your website. The preferred guide, I really like that. You can make sure that everything is sorted by best reviews when people come to the site initially, and let people know that this is the place where you come to leave reviews and to find out which businesses are the best in the local area, reviewed by locals. And if you can just increase the value and not just make it a listing, then it's going to be much easier to convert those members.
Yeah, and again, this is just choosing words. We're not doing heavy customizations or workarounds. We're just using better words that get people excited, and choosing the verbiage around your site, from this homepage to the sign up pages to what you call your directory, will increase, and definitely it correlates to more member signups on your site when you use favorable text and imagery, simply to encourage people to join your site and participate in clicking around your site, even if they're just a visitor. So I'll just read this short list here. By adding by renaming the directory, you'll be adding more perceived value. More members will want to join your site. Visitors will care about the results they find, because you're making the members, the business listings, seem like something very special. It's a curated list. There are hot spots for that local area. You're making it exciting and adding value for the visitor. And then also that adds over to your overall brand, which was what Pat was explaining. It just makes your website seem more important because it has a purpose. And that's going to help with your credibility when you have a purpose, rather than having a website that really has no purpose and it's just a simple business registry with no aim or focus. So those were the 5 tips that hopefully you can apply to your local business directory. We are using those strategies on the local travel guide theme. So if you need a guide or a template or a format to rework your existing local city directory, you may want to take some pieces from the local travel guide, or this theme now is available to install on your site. So you can email the support team and ask them to install the local travel guide theme on your site. And if you don't have a site, obviously you could just go to the Brilliant Directories page, choose a plan, and get your site started today. And you can ask for the local travel guide theme as well. Great tip of the week this week, Pat and Gabe. A really good topic there, I think, and ties into the travel guide theme. All right, now for the fun stuff. We'd love to take your questions, any topics or discussions you have for us. Colette, our good friend Colette, how are you?
Hi, Jason. Good, and you?
Very good. Thank you. Where are you calling in from again?
From New Zealand.
That's right. That's right. What's your question for us today?
A couple of questions, but one that was mentioned in the Facebook discussion today was the join page.
Okay.
I have a lot of people going to my join page, but not many actually signing up.
Okay. Which is your website that we can take a look at?
It's selwynconnect.co.nz.
Okay, let's visit your site. I remember we Googled your site. It was ranking quite well for this keyword, correct?
Yes, I actually just changed the name about 6 weeks ago, so started from scratch again, but it's still doing well.
Okay, good. Let's look at your pricing page here. And okay, and you said you're not getting as many signups as you would want.
No, I get quite a lot of hits on it, and I find I still have to go out personally to see the businesses before they will sign up.
Okay. Pat, I'll pass this over to you. You are again the pricing page master here.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah, there's a couple of options that you can go. I'm a big fan of A/B testing. Every industry is different. What does A/B testing mean? It means try something for 1 month and then try something for the other month, and just analyze which one performed better. There's different things that you can do to test and see if you can do big improvements with your conversions here on this page. I'll give you a couple of examples to get started. It may be a little misleading, but in some cases, some websites, what they do is they'll have the sign up appear to be free, and they'll make the initial sign up form hey, just give us your email, give us create your password to get started to add your business. And once you've collected that information, then they're told the following step is to go ahead and pay to have their listing live. That could be one option that you can do. You can also work on making it a little easier to educate your public in terms of what the features are included. I have an example of one if you want to show. Jason, I don't know if you want to show a custom one I put together as an example, just to give an idea of something that may be helpful.
Sure. Do you want me to pass it over to you?
Sure, you can go ahead and do that.
All right.
So this is just for demonstration purposes, but if you have complex levels, for example, maybe you have buyers and you have agents, for example, if it's a real estate website and you want to have different membership levels depending on the type of member that it is, you can have something like this. But what I really wanted to show you was more of a dynamic experience. We took the idea behind HubSpot, because HubSpot does something similar, so that you can highlight what is included as people browse the different levels that are available. And what you do is you make sure that all the different features that are included, that you can have descriptions. Ideally, they'd be screenshot showing people what it is that they can do on your particular website rather than just having everything in a simple menu, because there's an education process that comes up when you're highlighting features to your business, to the potential members on your directory. So I know that there's a little bit of work in building something like this, but I think the most important page on your website is the page that you're using to get somebody to actually decide, yes, I'm going to pay to have this account. So I do want to revert back to my original recommendation that you want to do some A/B testing. And what I've seen convert the best by far is this layout right here. This is the most best converting landing page I've seen, but it only works when you're willing to simplify the sign-up process and have them just have one call to action and give a general highlight, summarize in 3 or 4, maximum 5 points why somebody wants to join your directory, what value are you giving that particular member. If I click here, it's just a matter of putting in my email and my password, and off I go building my directory. I see that you're charging for all your membership tiers, and like I said, you can make this the first step of the sign-up process, and you could require them to upgrade. I know that you can control, in Brilliant Directories, you can control which email people get after they signed up. So you can have the initial application level. Everybody comes into there, and then you can have a specific email that goes out just to them after they sign up with a link to upgrade to make their profile live. That way you're going to collect the credit card information. I know that some people are going to sign up and not complete that process, but generally speaking, in marketing, what you want is the email. You want to make it as easy as can be to collect that initial email. You don't have to give them a free profile, but maybe allow them to apply for free or have this first specific phase be free. So I would give something like this a try for the first month, and then I would try a different model the second month. And as long as you're continually testing and seeing what does better and continue to test, you're eventually going to have the ultimate landing page for your particular industry.
Pat, I think you nailed something when you mentioned it. I think the first step should always be the easiest step. And once you capture an email address, you now can remarket to that person, sending them offers, sending them more benefits of your website, and that way you can focus your efforts on groups of people rather than individuals, because you'll be collecting emails at such a higher rapid pace. That's when email marketing will really come in handy rather than one-off emails to individual members.
Yeah, if somebody's coming to your website, you definitely want to be getting if they're on your join page, it's because they're interested in joining. So you want to be hitting at least a 25% conversion rate on that. If you're not hitting 25% conversion rates on a join page, then probably you need to really simplify things in terms of signing up. I know what Brilliant Directories does, and just to give some inside knowledge, one of the bigger lead gens is a demo and booking a demo, and they're offering something. They're making it really easy to collect that email. They're not saying you need to buy a Brilliant Directories license in order to get started with us. If that's the only way I can get started with a company, I'm probably not going to start that relationship. I would like an easier way to get to know you before I make that sort of commitment. I think that goes, it's kind of the same across all online platforms when you're looking to charge for membership.
Now, I do have a free option, and I'm still not getting people on it. I have done a landing page like this, but it's only just at the bottom in my footer, just what are the benefits of joining.
I'm gonna grab the controls back, Pat. Some things to maybe encourage more people to sign up, Colette.
Yeah.
If you're interested in getting people to the free sign up, here are just some simple options. You could move your free sign up to the left as the first thing people read. So that
I've recently changed that to try it the other way.
Okay, that's fine.
It's been on the left up until about a week ago.
That's fine. Another thing is you might want to change the names of your membership levels to something that actually is a little bit more tangible. Phone book, I understand you're basically selling them a listing. Is that right?
Yeah.
Their phone. Okay. Um, Again, I can't come up with it off the top of my head, but maybe adding more tangible names to them. I'll give you an example. Instead of a premium listing, just as a simple example here, you call it something like a spotlight listing. Now, immediately, if I look at that, I feel like my business is going to be showcased in some extra special way because there's a spotlight on it. And again, I
Right.
just as in that, what I'm trying to do is a metaphor for creating um, names that actually have a tangible meaning for people, and then they can grasp onto that and say that's the one that I want. So that's just one suggestion. Another one I would recommend is trying your best to limit the number of features rather than itemizing. Focus on benefit. People are joining your site for two main reasons. One is more online visibility, and then through that online visibility, they're hoping to get more customers. So if you can find, remove the things that aren't related to online visibility or making it easier for them to land customers, I think that would be beneficial. Let me go to I know that in our lead gen theme, we have a short list of sign up features. Let's just check this out. Yeah, so this is here's the list. Now, obviously, you can change what the benefits of each package are, but you can see how much easier it might be for someone to sign up to a shorter list as opposed to having to read more.
Right.
And the difficulty is you want to provide. I understand where you're coming from. Usually what people want to do is provide as much information as possible. But sometimes when it comes to membership levels and signups, it's not necessarily the itemized list, but it's an emotional reason people will sign up. And if you can touch on the emotional reasons for people to join your site, even if it's a shorter list, you'll probably have more success with free and paid signups.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you
I'll
for your
try
question.
that.
And just on that topic, Jason, maybe not necessarily this particular directory, but I've had some customers share with us big increases in signups when they simplify things. I see, for example, on that website, the events are free for the free listings. And I gather that that's one of the main contents on that particular website. So on the top right-hand side, instead of just a join today, it could be add an event and saying add a coupon, add a deal, add a property. When you make the call to action simpler to understand, because perhaps you have a classified website, and if it says join today, it sounds like a complicated process. Join what? What am I joining? Because I'm just an end user. I just want to post a classified. But if you say add a classified, it's a classified site, and I click on it, and if it didn't go to the menu, and it just went straight to the free sign up form, so then the conversion rates substantially increase because it's doing what Jason just said, simplifying the initial sign up process and collecting that email. It really, if it's not an easy process and it's complicated and I need to dissect and read plans and compare and understand what features are included, I'll likely leave that website in today's day and age.
I recall when Matt and I were running the Interior Design Pro website, we were signing up designers and decorators, interior designers and decorators at a very rapid pace. We sent out an email letting them know that they can list their business for free. We're looking for more designers in their area, and we're going to give them more online visibility. And all there was a free sign up option. And then from that, after the free sign up is when we would send them not only deals and offers to upgrade, but we would upgrade members for free ourselves. We'd make a member a premium member, write a spotlight article on that member, and then share it with the whole community. And then what happened was all the other members wanted to find out how they could get showcased on the website and have a spotlight on them. And then we told them about the different plans that we offered, that we can write, a favorable article about their business. So these are all good strategies that you guys can also utilize for your directories. All right, thank you, Colette, for that question. Always good to go over the pricing pages. It's one of the more important pages of any website. All right, I think we have time for a couple more questions here. We got our good friend Ken. Ken, how you doing today?
Very well, thanks.
Where are you calling in from, Ken?
Vancouver, British Columbia.
All right, thank you. How's the webinar today? Do you like it so far?
Very nice. It's always very. I've tuned in many times, and they're always very helpful.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you joining. What's your question for us today?
A really simple one, I hope. On my home page, I have the Join Our Site Today button, and to the right, it's Get Listed Today. And I'd just like to change that to a button, and I've been trying, and I can't figure out how to do that.
What's the name of your site?
Just plain text. StudyAbroadLists.com.
All right, let's go to your homepage here, Study Abroad Lists. Okay, great picture. You have the subjects on the right, and then you have the blurry background on the left. Okay, but you notice on the first slide, Ken, am I sharing my screen here? Yep. If you notice on the first slide, it's kind of hard to read this text when it's against the whiter background there. This background is fine. So you want to make sure, sometimes white backgrounds could be okay, especially if they're blurry, but you want to make sure that you have a good contrast between text and your background images when you're selecting your images as well. So just something to consider there.
Good point. So a quick fix might be to change the color of the text, or
well, what's happening is right in this image the background is dark, and then in the next image the background is white, so it's going to be hard to find a font. Right. So what you want to do is really make sure your background images are either dark or light in nature in the backgrounds, so you don't have it going from consistent, so it's not going from dark to light. Okay.
Right.
All right,
good tip.
Thank you. All right, so you want the button here. Main reason it's like that by default is people respond to different calls to action, but you want it to go to the same join page?
Yeah.
All right, I got you. I think what I can do is something pretty simple. So that's in the homepage design settings about join offer. I'm going to go ahead and, by the way, we added these two new fields here. You can now control where the links are going to. By default, they're to your join page, and the text was always there, but now you can take people to different pages. I'm just going to put the code here, and I'm going to get rid of this. You want it to say the same thing, join our site today? Or do you want it to say something? Okay, let's save that. Let's just see what happens there.
I can always change it later.
Of course. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding it as underneath the paragraph there. Okay, let's refresh the page. All right, so it looks like we just need some spacing and you'll be all good. So just gonna close that paragraph because there's one opening. Oops.
It's a lot simpler than I thought. That's good.
Good. I'm actually just gonna add a T margin here. Let me see. That should be good. Should get you, this one has 3 lines of text. This only has 2 lines of text. So you might want to add a little bit more text here.
Yeah.
Let me refresh the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
if
you add just one more line there, they should be spaced evenly at that point.
Right.
All right. All right, good stuff. Thank you, Ken.
That's great. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for joining the webinar. All right. All right, Michael. Michael, I've unmuted your microphone.
How you going?
How are you today, Michael?
Very good, thank you. I have a bit of a question, one question. My website, which is musicteacherdirectory.com.au, when someone's creating their listing, their first listing, I have the widgets appearing on the side which says that, prompting them to join up when they're already in the sort of like process of joining up. So the top, if you go to the top, this one here, see I've got this widget over the side here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I thought I'd like it on some, like on the article pages and that sort of thing, but not on this page here.
Gotcha.
Because they're already in the process of.
So what's a really nice feature with Brilliant Directories is, and by the way, most of you didn't notice what just happened, but Michael is taking people to the free sign-up page as Pat was recommending, rather than a pricing page. So this is the free sign-up form for a free music teacher listing. So I think you'll have good success with that.
Yeah, I wanted to build the membership first before we start monetizing.
Right, that's a good idea. So you'll notice the product ID here is 3 for this product name here. So what you can do is you can go to your managed products, which is essentially your membership levels, and we can look for product ID 3. And what you can do with any of your products is a couple things. You can have a sidebar on the checkout page. You can also have no sidebar. In this case, you've chosen to have a sidebar. Us at Brilliant Directories, we have a sidebar as well, and we've put some promotional text here that kind of tells people a little bit about their confidence boosters. Tells them how they can pay, some of the benefits.
I like that.
And things like that. So,
but I don't. I'd like to be able to create something with that. Yeah.
Gotcha. So what we can do is let's do this. This will be a fun one, actually. I'm going to create none of these. All those widgets have the sign up. It's all of those widgets have the "Are you a music teacher?" Sign up. So what you want to do is let's create a new sidebar. So I'll go to Toolbox, Sidebar, and a new sidebar. I'm just going to call it Checkout Page. So it's a Checkout Page sidebar, and I'll save the changes. Okay, I think I clicked that twice. Let's see. Yep, we got it right up here. So now we've created a sidebar. Now we can put different things in that sidebar. I know we have a pre-made widget. It's called like a guarantee. Here, this one. It's a guarantee blurb, just very quickly for you. And let me save this. So now we've created a sidebar. We've put, this is some kind of promotional text. I don't know if it's going to work perfectly on a checkout page, but you get the concept here. We can go back to the free member sign up, and now we can choose the sidebar, which is the checkout page sidebar. We can also choose left or right alignment. We'll just keep it on the right. We'll save the changes. And if we refresh the page, so again, this is just a hokey pokey widget here, but it's a satisfaction process, whatever, you can change all this stuff here, but now you have a method for adding some promotional modules on the sign up page.
Okay, so and then I can modify that, and then I can also add a bit more down there as well to as you say, just to build that confidence as the people are entering their email.
Yeah, one of the cool tools that we have is you can actually, a lot of the text, I'd say maybe 80 or 90% are called text labels. So satisfaction promise, you already got the image that says 100% guarantee. So what we can do here is we can just, we can keep satisfaction promise. We can change what this says. Signing up is quick and easy. Join our network to get connected with more music students, and we'll put today. So that's a little bit more appropriate than what was there before. Let's save the changes, and we'll get rid of that. So, well,
that looks good. Yeah.
That didn't change, actually. Something went wrong there. Okay, that's one of the things we don't like to see on the webinars, but hey, it happens. But you can change the text there, just as this was more conceptual. Okay. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. That's weird that didn't change there. I'm wondering maybe because it's a checkout page. A good question there from Michael on, making your sign-up pages more than just a form. You can, let's go back to the Brilliant Directories site here. You can add a testimonial to, really help encourage people to get to the finish line of signing up and again, giving you their email address or credit card. All right, let's see who we got left. How are we doing on time there, Pat?
We're doing good here, Jason.
Okay. Let's see who's got their hand raised. I see a Brian. Brian, how are you today?
Good, sir. How you doing?
Amazing. Is this your first webinar with us?
It actually is. I'm a newbie to Brilliant Directories.
Okay, yeah, your name looks new. Thanks for joining us. How did you like the webinar today?
I'm loving it so far. I didn't know what to expect, but I'm really impressed.
All right, thank you very much. And did you start your site yet, or you're still exploring?
I'm in the processes of building it.
Okay.
I've got a lot of the general stuff down up front, but you know, it's a work in progress. So it's all new to me, and I'm having some fun with it.
Awesome. And how can we help you today?
Is it possible to charge our members for them to put a coupon, or for them to put an ad for a property, or an ad for a product?
So you're referring to
them being a member?
Yeah, no, you're bringing up a good question. You're referring to a pay per post, where they would pay per coupon post. That I don't have a date on that. That is on our list to add as an add-on for sites that need it. So again, I don't have an exact date on it, but it has been brought up a few times over the last year. So we've put it on the list, but we haven't set a date for it yet for pay per post.
Okay, I've been racking my brain all day long, well, actually the last couple of days, and I've been looking for it, and I'm like, well, maybe it just doesn't exist, and I wouldn't know why it wouldn't. It seems like it'd be a great idea.
It is, and more with classified types of sites, it's more requested for a pay per post rather than paying for the membership. Pat, do you have any workarounds in the meantime to overcome this? I know we've chatted about this specific topic in the past.
Yeah, there are a couple workarounds. One of them is as you're getting started and launching, as Jason said, this functionality is coming out. You can always just launch and make the membership levels only allow to post one, so you can restrict how many properties someone can add. I'm talking about that's a quick and dirty solution to get it out of the way. If you're just getting started out with a directory, I know that you're thinking, well, what if somebody wants to post 5 classifieds? What if somebody wants to post 5 properties? Right. Waiting for that functionality to be done, instead of saying, you know what, I can just launch today and basically have pay per post. The only downside is if ever somebody wants to post more than one, they may have to create another account or contact us to post another post, and then I could manually charge them. That would be a great problem to have. The moment you get it, that's called getting the proof of concept. So right now you said, I want people that pay for properties. I want people that pay for coupons. What if you find out that nobody's paying for coupons and everybody's paying for properties? Maybe you're going to say, you know what, I really want to invest in this directory side of my directory because that's what's really going to generate revenue. And I'm going to look for a more long-term solution because I have so many people buying and so many people looking to add multiple properties. There's a need for me to find that solution. That's usually my tip. That'll get you closer to success than waiting for the final solution. And then the other option, which is if you have a single type of content, let's say it's a classified site, if it's a property site, there are workarounds to make a pay per post. You need to have multiple membership levels, and level 1 allows 1, level 2 allows 2, level 3 allows 3, and so forth. And with Brilliant Directories, you can control which membership tiers are allowed to upgrade to the next one. So it does create that pay per post, so people can purchase one ad, and then when they've completed it, purchase a second ad just by clicking an upgrade button in order to buy that other ad.
Okay, well, I appreciate the response.
I know that one's very hard. That's very hard, very hard to follow without a visual. I understand that, so I apologize.
Right. Yeah, I was just looking at like if we have properties on our site as a tab, someone could go in and look. Well, if someone's putting up a real estate agent, for instance, if they're putting a property on there and they're selling it for, I don't know, 200K. Well, we're not an agent or anything like that, but if they're going to put an ad on there, well, why not make 20 bucks for giving them that lead? You know, why give it to them for free every single time?
Absolutely. That's a perfect application for a pay per post situation.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me on today.
No, thank you, and great topic you brought up, and good luck with your website as well.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Brian. I wanted to do something special to celebrate the coupon codes for upgrades. So I think we're just about that time. What we can do is, and we've done this before, is we're going to create a special promotion just for you guys here on the webinar, Brilliant Directories promotion. And what we can do is, just give me a moment, just kind of doing this on a whim. Let's create a special promo code that you guys can apply to a purchase on the Brilliant Directories website. We'll call it a coupon, and we'll do 55, and we'll do a 55% discount, but we're going to limit it to 5 uses. And it'll only be valid for today, so I'll put the expiration date for tomorrow. What is the date today, Pat? The 2nd? No, 9th, 16th?
16th.
All right, there we go. It's Webinar Wednesday. So this is an example. So we have obviously a lot of products on the Brilliant Directories website. You could choose which products you would want a coupon to apply to. So what we'll do is I'll go ahead and save this coupon 55. It'll be 55% off any purchase on the Brilliant Directories website, and we'll limit it to 5 uses here. And only you guys here on the webinar know about this right now. I'll go ahead and save that. And yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us on Webinar Wednesday, especially Gabe and Patrick. We covered some great topics today. I'm just going to backtrack here on the 5 key ingredients for local directories. Thanks, Pat, for putting that together, by the way.
My pleasure.
And if you haven't done so, you can also join our Facebook group. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook and join the group. We can continue the conversations here that we're having in Webinar Wednesday. Next webinar is in 2 weeks, so we'll see you guys there in 2 weeks at the same time, 4 p.m. Pacific. It was great to be with you here on the webinar. Pat or Gabe, do you have any final remarks?
Have a brilliant day, everyone.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll catch you in 2 weeks in the next webinar. It was great to be with you here today. Bye-bye.